Run it back. What's happening, everybody? What's happening? Shout out to everybody here right now in the chat. Shout out to everybody who will be listening later. As I am following CNBC as they are reporting a possible offer of Amazon buying Electronic Arts. And so that's kind of where everything is on right now. It was very difficult to find online. Um, I mean, I typed in AM, and the first thing that came up was Amber Turd. Um, so yeah, we're definitely following that with peak interest. We got um, we got a lot of stuff going on. Sony about a half hour ago released the Last of Us accessibility trailer. If you want to go check that out, a lot of cool things on it. I saw it. I'm not gonna play it, but let's see here. Put on Amazon. Yeah, here we go. So, but that's big news. I mean, that's some of the biggest news I'd ever seen in my life. Said it wasn't real. Oh, that's good news then. So let me take that down. Let's say if it was true, then that would be a huge threat. To so Jeff Keighley reported that wrong. So oh, that's good news. Let me take that on off of here then. And so that was an erroneous report. That, and let me go to my edit screen. I was about to say Red Tech Gaming reported something totally different. So more than likely they had a sit down and did it. But no, they were just talking about it here on CNBC. So yeah, so I can take that down. Hold on, let me go over here and edit. My editing skills going on. There we go. All righty. So there we go. We got that. So, all right. Well, we have two other stories to follow then. Well, three if you want to include the Last of Us accessibility settings. That video is up, went up about a half hour ago. So you all can go check that out. Let's see here. Let's see who is in the chat. Gaming Night, what is going on? Oh, J Dub, what's up, J Dub City, man? How are you doing, man? Certainly hope you and your family are doing all right. So, is this Sea of Thieves or is this it's Sea of Thieves? It's Sea of Thieves. So, but man, J Dub, man, glad to see you. Hope you and your family doing well. And how about that heat we had this summer? That was brutal, absolutely brutal. So let's see here. We got Sony raising the price here. We also have you go ahead and put this back in the console behind, which nope. Let me take something out here. This, yeah. There we go. That'll work. Yeah. Beautiful thing about editing in real time. There we go. So, shout out to everybody that's here. Paul Game, what's happening? Let's see here. JW missed my birthday on the. I had a birthday podcast. I was trash. Everybody swung by and left a like though. Hopefully, you go back and listen to it. It was fun. So, who else is in the house? So let's see. Oh, Wally, what's going on, man? They said J Dub has been MIA. So yeah, certainly hope you can come back soon. So but yeah, here we go. Let's go ahead and get into it. So let's start. All right. So Phil Spencer, we'll start with the secondary story here. Phil Spencer did a very good talk, a very good article on on Xbox and what its future plans were. And shout out to King Thrash. He just did a video on this, and people can. I mean, if you want to mock King Thrash for certain things, go ahead and mock him. But you cannot knock his business acumen, and he was right on with the business acumen. And I totally agree. Not because I'm fanboying it up or something I predicted. Xbox is leaving the console space. Something Phil Spencer said something to the effect of, "How was my birthday? It was fine. Yeah, we went to Olive Garden and yeah, the Olive Garden was slamming. They had breadsticks galore. I ate some chicken parmesan and drank a red wine and just came home and went to bed. It was pretty uneventful. so I you know so now the next day, 24th, that's when everything was crazy. Fun but crazy. But but yeah, thanks for asking. It was fun. Kept it quiet around here. So but I liked what Phil Spencer said because he just everything that we said was gonna happen is happening. So they're moving in phases. See if I can find that article and then put it up on the screen here. And because remember, Phil Spencer and in July of 2020, he said that generation exclusives are completely counter to what gaming is about. Phil Spencer said that in 2020. So I'm saying this to you because and if you don't believe me, I'll put this up on the screen so that you all can see it. Everybody thinks, oh, you're just saying this and you're just trying to, I forgot that word, damage control. What's going on? But I'll just put Phil Spencer's words up here because there's no reason for me to demonize Phil Spencer. This article is from 2020. This article is 2 years old. Xbox boss says exclusives are counter to what gaming is about. Okay, that's what he said. That's not me making ish up. All right, I'm putting that up there so you all can see it. It says gaming is bigger than any one device, said Phil Spencer. That's not me saying that or putting words in it. What's up, Windsweep? That's not me putting words in his mouth, guys. That's Phil Spencer. All right. Now you have to remember they announced years ago that they wanted Xbox to be the Netflix of gaming, which is fine. I don't have an issue with that. So, so what else did good old Phil Spencer say? They got to remember that's a walk back of 2 years. So, I can't think of the name of that article. Just saw it up here. Okay. Now I don't want to pull up Eurogamer. It's going to ask about cookies. Um, okay. So we're going to pull up. Now, remember what Phil Spencer said 2 years ago. Um, I'm just going to put this up here, okay? Because you all need to see it, and then we'll just look at the article. And I don't want people from the Xbox community getting upset or mad at what Phil Spencer said because Phil Spencer knows that Microsoft can't compete in the console space. He knows that. Not stupid. Their community does not buy their game. So from Phil Spencer, he says Xbox chief says crossplay. This is from 2 days ago. Xbox chief says crossplay is the future, but that maybe in the short run, there's some people in some companies that don't love it. So, Phil Spencer said, now this is Phil Spencer. So, and this is a quote from Phil Spencer. maybe you happen in your household to buy an Xbox and I buy a PlayStation, and our kids want to play together and they can't because we bought the wrong piece of plastic to plug into our television. So let's stop right there. That's a direct quote. The fact that Phil Spencer is calling Xbox and PlayStation just a piece of plastic, that is a warning sign. That's what I read. Okay, he means that. Phil means that. See if I can blow this up. Okay, this is with Bloomberg, and he also says that Microsoft gaming chief in charge of Xbox sees crossplay and non-exclusive games as the future of the gaming industry, but he predicts some pushback in the near term. So that's important that he says that, because and let me make this clear: Phil Spencer can only talk for his company. He can't speak for Nintendo or Sony. He can't. Now there may be some plans that they have talked about and he's kind of disclosing, but see, that's speculation. We're not going to speculate here, right? I'm gonna have my Marlin Gaming Nation moment here coming up, but it's not right now. Right now, I'm talking about this article right here, and it was one of three, but it looks like the Amazon EA thing was false. Doesn't mean that Amazon didn't inquire and somebody got some paperwork, but we'll have to find about that later on today. He says that I like that he says there'll be some pushback in the near term. See, to me, he's talking about fanboys, and he goes on to say, "We really love this is a quote. We really love to be able to bring more players and reducing friction, making people feel safe, secure when they're playing." I don't know what that means, but okay. Allowing them to find their friends. Remember, I said I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna play with my friends. Okay, that's what he sees. Okay, play with their friends regardless of what device. I think in the long run that is good for this industry, but he accepts that everyone would agree right now. So he already knows there's going to be pushback. Now this is very telling on what they're going to be doing with their IP in the future. In the future. So now, what games do they have that are going to be that are crossplay? I mean, that's what you all can answer that yourselves. So, and he's quoted says, and maybe in the short run, there's some people in some companies that don't love it. Spencer added, but I think as we get over the hump and see where this industry can continue to grow, it proves out to be true. So right here, he and Jim Ryan are almost saying the exact same thing, because they both believe growth is is playing online. Okay, and I think a lot of people in the PlayStation community feel like, well, if Sony concentrates on online gaming, what about the first party single player games? And again, this is one of the reasons why they bought Bungie, because Bungie is managing all their online stuff. Like the studios that they're gonna have. Like right now, they've got the Haven Studio that's doing it. They've got Deviation that's doing online gaming. So again, I'm putting it out there right now that this is where Phil Spencer, he says people gotta get over the hump, and I like that. That's an old R&B classic. J Dub remembers that. Gotta get over the hump. Steady bootlegging. I mean, that's an old one right there. So Spencer has been a champion of crossplay, but the main competition, Sony's PlayStation, has hindered those ambitions in the past, including with Fort Pub. So, and again, they're right. Sony initially didn't allow PlayStation Fort Pub players to play with others who were on different devices, though it eventually enabled crossplay after months of a long standoff. We all remember the bitching and moaning everybody was doing. It frustrated Spencer at the time. He says, I just get stuck in who this is helping. Spencer told, in 2018. Doesn't help the developer, Epic, which Sony is investing in heavily now. The developer just wants more people to play their game. It doesn't help the player. The players just want to play with their friends who also play games on console. So again, it goes on and on and on, but you see what they're doing here, and I love it. I love me some Phil Spencer, because he simply telling the truth about what their future is. So, and so you can expect, and I agree with King Thrash, and King Thrash asked me this when we did that, when I was over on his podcast with him and Draco Rex. Is Game Pass going to be on PlayStation in the future? I said yes. And I also told you all that it was going to become an app on your television set. Thrash said it too. So let's give Thrash his flowers. So, but you need to give us both our flowers because we told you guys this is going to happen. And when you listen to King Thrash's podcast, he does a real good breakdown. He does a much better breakdown on what I can do and what Phil Spencer has said over the years. Phil Spencer has been saying the exact same thing. But they can't compete with Nintendo and Sony in a console space because everybody's entrenched. Okay, everybody's entrenched. Nintendo is entrenched. You know, Thrash brought up a good point. Nintendo and Sega were in a lot. They were in one of those Discovery channels when you would see the mooses and the elks locking horns, and now you got Mario and Sonic in the same frigging game. Okay, that's reality. So, and it's just I think you got a lot of people out here who, well, one, they're fanboys, so they don't have the ability to have the foresight to look ahead. And when you get your head out of your ass and you leave all the fanboy stuff behind, you will see this is going to happen. Okay, and this is what I've always said is that, you know, people are talking about the Call of Duty game, and I don't know why there's so much consternation on there. One, that game is going to be on the PlayStation platform for the next 3 years minimum. And Microsoft has testified in front of multiple government regulators that it's going to stay multi-plat. And when I hear people say, well, Microsoft isn't telling the truth, they open themselves up to an antitrust lawsuit. That's what antitrust means. We trusted you to do what you said, therefore currying favor to get the vote passed, but you didn't do it. You went anti or against what you said. We will see you in court. That's the way it works, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not a lawyer, but you all should just be able to piece that together. It's common sense. It's common sense the way that would work. And you're still talking about something that isn't going to happen for not 1, not 2, but 3 years. And so if you want to speculate and all that kind of stuff and get into the whole fanboy rut because the Xbox has failed at delivering next generation things, except like Sarah Bond, is it Sarah Vaughn or Sarah Bond, who's just stunning, by the way. She needs to be having my baby, but she's married. Fair enough. That is a beautiful black woman. She has said Xbox is making old games new again. And shout out to and that's what Sony's doing this generation. And Thrash is right. The reason why they're doing so many remasters, and Hip Hop Gamer said this as well, is that the reason why Sony's doing so many remasters is because they can add legs to games that are already here. So Lost Legacy came out years ago, 2016, something like that, 2017, and it comes out again and more, and now there's people playing it on PS-5, you know, with whatever 120 hertz and, you know, open frame rate, and, you know, if you want to see a beautiful game, hook that. If you're in the 1440p beta like I am, shout out to the community for the code. Put that on a monitor. Put Lost Legacy on an Uncharted, which the native output on PlayStation is 1440p. So put that game on your monitor that's 1440p. It looks stunning. I mean, it's hard to explain. It looks stunning, you know. So, but I love the fact that Phil says this and that this just went totally not talked about. I saw Thrash make a video. I'm sure other people made videos. I just didn't catch them. I've been busy this week. Had a birthday, so you know, so go ahead and hit the like button and share it. So, Let's see here. See what you all are saying. It's funny when you funny Phil. FB Gaming says, funny Phil. Then why you make all future Bethesda titles on Game Pass ecosystem? No Switch or PlayStation. Well, again, it doesn't. I still think those games are coming. Okay, I still think those games are coming because that's what's in their best interest is to do that. I don't understand why other people don't see that. But you know, it it just that makes the most sense. So we can go to Business Insider. Well, that's what we. Um, we'll go to this one. Let me put this up on the screen. Take this one down. They've actually changed some things here in the StreamYard or Streamlabs, so I apologize. Kind of building it as we go. So and here we go. So here's another one. Now this was yesterday. So says Phil Spencer downplayed out of here. Let's blow it up here. Phil Spencer downplayed the importance of console exclusive games in a new interview with Bloomberg. So if he's saying this publicly in an interview with Bloomberg, which is a big publication, they're not going to be making their games exclusive. It's not that they won't have exclusivity for a little while, but that's it. It says discussing the future of games industry and the process of Microsoft acquiring Activision Blizzard. Again, according to Spencer, the only way to create a healthy and thriving games ecosystem is to have games available for multiple systems. Beyond being a financial benefit, again, King Thrash talked about this in his video extensively. Shout out to Thrash. Says Microsoft recently suggested it would be non-financially viable, which I didn't know this, so I read this article, viable to make Call of Duty an exclusive franchise. It also creates parity across households and console divide. So again, I don't know where I don't know what else to say about the whole Call of Duty thing. I'm really to a point where I got people emailing me about it, and we have Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, telling you it's not. Microsoft suggested it wouldn't be viable. So, and this is from August 11th of this month. So, says regardless of how unsurprising Sony's criticism of content exclusivity is, given that PlayStation's entire strategy has been centered on exclusivity over the years, the reality is that the strategy of retaining Activision Blizzard's games by not distributing them in rival console shops would simply not be profitable for Microsoft, the document reported states. So this is one of those documents that came out of Brazil, because Brazil has all this, besides having beautiful women in Brazil, they also have a whole transparency disclosure thing going on. Brazil is one of the first countries that declassified its UFO document. Okay, so it says in legal documents filed to Brazil. See, legal documents filed to the Brazil Administrative Council for Economic Defense. Microsoft has claimed that Call of Duty players won't have to worry about the game becoming an Xbox console exclusive. So again, guys, you don't have to email me about this anymore. Okay, these are legal papers, which means what? They're under oath, or else they're committing perjury. I mean, I don't know what else to say about this anymore. Seriously. So if Microsoft has Windows. Windows is available on all platforms. Okay, Apple is Microsoft's biggest rival. iTunes works on Windows. That's reality. That is your reality. So don't listen to people who are telling. I can say don't listen. You listen to whatever you want. But when somebody's telling you that Microsoft is lying, so Microsoft's committing perjury now, Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, that's what I don't get this at this point. So, according to Microsoft, even the process of making games exclusives results in additional insurmountable costs, which would lead to major financial losses. Again, it's like Windows, they want their stuff everywhere. They want to be the Netflix of gaming. Netflix is on every device. I'm sure you could put it on your television set if it was possible. So, you know, but again, guys, this stuff is here. So then we go into what he said about you all playing with your friends. Look, I don't play these games. I don't know what it's like to call in the B2 and get one man army. So, and he goes on, maybe in the short run, there's some people in companies that don't love it, Spencer said. But I think as we, again, this is the same thing. So the idea was largely debunked in a recent Microsoft filing, which claimed financial challenges would get in the road of proper exclusives. So, and so again, they filed legal documentation and turned them into a government regulatory agency. Therefore, they're either telling the truth or they're committing perjury. So that's you see it for yourself. It said legal filings. It didn't say, well, they just went on to a television interview, because you can lie to the media. It says, with now Spencer firmly announcing his belief in cross-platform ecosystem with fewer exclusives, this stance appears to be, hold on, I'm sorry. With fewer exclusives, this stance appears to be set in stone. The major exclusive games Microsoft currently has in the works, Redfall and Starfield, are also coming to PC as evidence of this choice. And again, that means they're multi-plat. This has become standard practice for the company and will likely continue in the future. So that's it. After decades of exclusive games guiding console purchases choices, it appears the practice is now ending. Going forward, Microsoft will focus on creating games for everyone that can be played on multiple platforms, which means they're going third party, which is exactly what I told you all they were doing 4 years ago. So again, this is not a big deal for me, okay? This is not a big deal for me. So yeah, Phil is a liar. But again, Phil can lie, but they can't file false paperwork with other governments. They can't do it. So they can't do it. So maybe that says Microsoft has to acquire EA. Okay, well they might. They might be doing that. So W Gamers, if exclusively was such a big evil, then Phil should put Starfield on PlayStation. I still think they will put it on PlayStation. So they're not gonna do it the same day. It will be on PC. And again, everybody saw that game and said it looked like trash. So even myself, and I'm like, man, look, it looks like we saw an alpha. I hope that was an alpha, but the game itself looked like a combination of No Man's Sky and Mass Effect, which I don't have a problem with. I mean, I think people heard a lot of people say that and they got mad. It's like, look, there's only so much you can do in space exploration. You're going to be mining, you have to build stuff. Okay? I mean, it looks like you have you can set up space stations. I mean, or space a base. The base has to be defended. So good grief. I mean, there's only so much you can do. We did this in Mass Effect Andromeda, but in Mass Effect Andromeda, we were also supposed to have to build base defenses and stuff like that, and they did not have enough time to put all that in because EA was pushing them to get the game out. So that's why we're like, and we were supposed to get DLC with the Quarian art, because there are no Quarians in Andromeda, and that was disappointing as hell. So, yeah, Phil wants everything to run through Game Pass ecosystem, and the best way to do that is to put Game Pass on all devices, including PlayStation. Okay, that's the way you do it. You leverage. That's what you want to do. And you have people saying, "Well, I ain't gonna buy that track." Okay, that's fine. You don't have to. It's not like they're going to say, PlayStation, you must buy Game Pass on PlayStation. Okay? They're not doing that. or the Nintendo Switch, or a Sony television set, or a Sony could say you can put it on our TV sets, but you're gonna have to build some kind of small peripheral device so that I don't know, then you could do what you did with your PlayStation. You could go and put, it'd come with, I don't know, 500 gigabytes of storage. And if you want to, you can go ahead and put in an internal SSD like you just did with your PlayStation. It's as simple as that. You can just plug it in, and that way you can play Fortnite with your friends, or Rocket League with your friends, or all in the B2 and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's you all are just you guys, you got to get out of the whole look. These podcasters that are just a bunch of effing fanboys, they're doing you all a disservice, and because they simply don't want to see the change happening. And look, I'd rather Sony not do it, but they're going to do it. Just like I'd rather Sony focus on physical stuff, but I can clearly see that they're going much more digital, especially with the pandemic happening. A lot of people didn't go to the stores, and the companies did not want to the companies that didn't want to spend the money on a physical make. Remember Cana Bridge of Spirits? I mean, we had to wait for a physical release of that till like November. That game came out in August. So again, it is what it is, guys. So a shout out to those developers, because they did a free game mode on PlayStation, and she's got new outfits now, and you can put the root or the rot, whatever they're called, in different things. So which is great. But you all can stop emailing me about the whole thing with Bethesda as well, because I like Bethesda's games, so I'll just play them on PC. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I will play the Fallout 5. If there's a Fallout 5, I'll play on PC. If there's another Skyrim type of game, I will play on PC. So I'm holding off. A friend of mine, he's going out. Well, he may have just bought his Series S today. He's buying a Series S, and he's buying a monitor. And he said, look, he'll have it just in case shit goes left. That's it. So he's the monitor was $250, and he got the Series S for whatever it was, $299, and so he spent about $600, and he's going to be setting everything up today, this afternoon or something like that. So, but I told him Series S is a digital console, and your physical stuff won't work, and it has a real small drive, so. And he just said, dude, he's got a 1080p monitor with DRR and, HDR. And he said, as long as it takes advantage of those things, that's all he's willing. And he's going to put that in his bedroom. So, and I'm like, well, I don't blame you. I was just telling my brother that, I said, I'm going to get a new monitor, that new Samsung monitor, 34-inch monitor. And then I'll be putting that in the bedroom. So I'm going to try to get another PlayStation. But if I can't get one, yeah, I'll have to get something else. We'll see what that is. So, yeah, he said Marlon would have came out and said Amazon making Madden exclusive to Prime Gaming. Well, again, if it's not true, it's not true. So, but I'm tired of people. I mean, you're just gonna have to take Microsoft at their word, because this is what it is, simply because, hey, they told regulators this in legal filings, so they have to do it. They have to do it. And people need to leave it alone at that point. You can either remedy it by stop playing the game, right? You can go ahead and get an Xbox, and then you ain't got to worry about it. Or you can get a PC. It's 3 years out. You can start building your gaming PC right now. And, you can do that, and you don't have to do everything at once. You just buy it in pieces and be done with it. You can get a motherboard right now for about $129. You can get a cooling system with it for probably, what do you think, about $69 or $59. So you spend $200, you got your motherboard, you got your cooling system. That's it. And you start right there. and then you save up another $200 and you look for a CPU or however you want to do it, or some RAM, or an SSD or whatever you want to do, a .m whatever drive. So it's not hard. It's not that hard that people are making it. And I just keep saying to you all that these fanboy podcasts that you're listening to, they want things to stay the same. But how about Sony do a remaster for I don't know what that is. So Legend of Dragoon. You think, okay. Well, again, remember, shout out to Hip Hop Gamer, and he's got sources. He said this is the generation of the remaster, and he's not wrong about that. And people need to let it just say, yeah. I mean, when has Hip Hop Gamer been wrong? I mean, again, forget about all you want to mock the antics, fine. But I'm asking you a general question. When has that man been wrong? Okay, he told you that PlayStation 5 was going to be doing FSR 2.0. People mocked him. Oh, no, it's not. It's only 1.5 RDNA and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just going to let you know, I had an RDNA 1 card, remember? And I'm like, okay, well, how is it doing ray tracing on a RDNA 1.5 card? Because my card, the 5600 XT, did not do that. Okay, so it didn't do ray tracing. So, and then you have the fact that so I go out and get an RDNA 2 card, and guess what? It supports rudimentary baseline ray tracing, so I could do 1440p, and I would be running my game at I don't know, it'd be between 38 and 56 frames per second because I had the lower end RDNA 2 card. So, but it's an RDNA 2 card, and and you all get caught up in the baloney online. What's time for my Marlin Gaming moment? Oh, you all get caught up on that stuff online, and you all don't understand that that's not what they're doing, and blah 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 blah. Okay, pardon me for my Marlin moment there, because I'm gonna have them today when we get to the pricing here, which we're headed to. So let me ask, are there any more questions on this ZeniMax deal? Because I wanted to do that for the people, ZeniMax and Activision deal. I wanted to do that for the people who have emailed me about it. Because, I mean, those are fair questions, but the question I had a couple weeks ago, and this was on 60 Frames No Lag, was, has Microsoft testified in front of regulators, and were they under oath, or were they not? Were they just saying stuff like on television interviews? Because it's not illegal to lie to the press. You shouldn't lie to the press, but it's not illegal to lie to them. But clearly, based on what we just read, it said in legal court filing. So that's the end of that. Now we don't have to speculate anymore. It's like, no, they actually said this in court filing. So, yeah, Microsoft trying to lead from the rear. Which to me is nobody, like Thrash said, Sony's not going to do what Microsoft is doing because Microsoft's not making no money doing it. Okay, Xbox does not make Microsoft money. PlayStation makes Sony money. So, and as you saw yesterday, let's see, pull this up. I'm just waiting on questions at that. If not, I can move it on down. I can ease on down the road. So, let's see here. What's up, the Hawk? How you doing, brother? Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure with the Hawk. So the Hawk, you missed my birthday the other day, or maybe you were here. Maybe you were here. I think you were here on Tuesday. Or was it Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. So, just waiting for questions here. Looks like you all don't have any. You all look pretty well informed. Let's see here. Big shout out to J-Dub in the chat. How are you? How are you doing, brother? So, Paul Game in the house. Like I said, I think that's everything. So, okay, and I do have we do have a poll up, which is are you going to buy Forspoken? Are you going to go ahead and buy that when when it comes out. So Ragnar Knott says that he's going to buy Forspoken. The dialogue is Marvel level cringe, but it's expected from a JR. But yeah, I know. Like I said, if you want to hear cringe, go ahead and play Final Fantasy VII and listen to that dialogue. I mean, you talk about and Cloud don't talk, or at least maybe he hasn't as far as where I've gotten. So the Hawk is outside. There he is. So all games getting it. Yeah, go ahead and hit that. Just go ahead and take that poll. Like I said, are you buying? Because I'm buying it. You know what? I'm buying it. So now I have put $40 on it, but when they moved it, I turned and I kept $5 on it, and then I put $35 back on Callisto Protocol. So the high that high on life cringe dialogue is cringe, but yeah, I know it is. All JRPGs have cringe dialogue. You know, I remember back in the Final Fantasy days when you had to read what the players were saying to each other. Like, man, this is cringe. You know. but yeah, most JRPGs dialogue is cringe. You know, I mean, just play some Cold Vein. Anybody? Cringe with that dialogue. So, you know, but yeah, I don't expect her dialogue to be any different. It's a Square Enix game. So, but all right, we will move on to the last one, which is the PlayStation Sony raising the price on the PS-5. And I'm going to tell you why I'm okay with it. So I'm okay with it because it's a device that you don't have to have. There's a certain group of people online who are they're entitled, and they believe and they want to participate, and they've grown up being told that again, because of certain situations people are in, not everybody gets to participate. And they're being told that them not being able to participate is borderline racism. It's now they're calling it poorism. So people understand that if they can generate a topic, and then that topic can go ahead and generate enough buzz, they can push an agenda. What I loved about what Sony did with this is that it truly shows that these people around the world, including on the internet, who think that they're owed something, and every father knows this. If you're not owed anything, okay? There's a commercial for the United Negro College Fund where the father tells his son, you can sit around and feel sorry for yourself, but don't expect the world to feel sorry for you or with you. And that loosely translates to nobody owes you anything. Sony, I mean, I like the way Sony did it. They just ripped off the Band-Aid. Here's the price of the PlayStation going forward. We know this could cause some issues because you all been saving to get one, but because of other things going on, we're raising the price. All right, now why didn't they raise the price in the United States? They didn't raise the price in the United States because the United States is the #1 consumer of products on planet Earth. We consume the most, so we're going to drive the market. If you start drying up our market, then you don't move a whole lot of stuff. Now, what's going on with the inflation? I mean, I'm just telling you what they won't tell you. The economy is worse than what people think it is. We're hanging on by a thread. Anybody who is in stocks, who has futures, who has things like that, that's why Bitcoin was such a big rush, because people were trying to find a safe spot to invest their money in case the bottom falls out. Well, guess what? The friggin' bottom has fallen out. They just don't want to tell you because they don't want you to panic and run to the grocery store and take all your money out of the bank and all that kind of stuff. They're trying to prevent runs in different You've heard the term run on the bank. They're trying to prevent that. Now, I am not an economist, but I understand basic economics, which is when there's one, why is there inflation? There's too much money out there. How do you prevent the money from being what it is? Well, you raise interest rates. Why do you raise interest rates? Because you want to start drying up how much money is out there, meaning that they want you to pay more for less. That means your money isn't as strong. If you listen to cats that travel overseas, they will tell you, if you go to wherever, if you go to Thailand with 100 US dollars, it's worth like, I don't know, 600 or 500 Thai baht. I mean, and you'll be walking around Thailand and be like, oh, this costs 24 baht. You can go to Thailand and get a pair of Jordans for like 62 baht. Okay, how much is that here in the United States? Well, that would translate what to, like, $6 or something like that. So, so all this stuff of it's not greed, because if it was greed, they would have raised prices in the United States and we consume the most. So, so that takes greed off the table. They told you what's going on, and they're like, well, Microsoft isn't raising their prices. So here's my Marlin Gaming moment. Oh, but Microsoft isn't doing it. Microsoft is for the consumer, but Microsoft does not make money off of their console. They don't make money off of it. That's why the last time the Xbox missed earnings, which it did last quarter, remember that? Microsoft stock did not see any damage to it. It didn't. Meanwhile, Sony raises the price and their stock gains like almost 2 points. And it gained a point during, and I think it gained another half point in after hours. So, and it may have opened, I think it opened down a little bit, but it will catch itself up. That's just the way things are. So it cracks me up that you are listening to non-economists when I saw them raise the price. I'm like, well, that makes sense because they are dealing with all kind of supply constraints and the chip constraints. They will get better. President Biden did sign the CHIPS Act, so they're going to start making more chips. There's a reason why Sony is switched from the 7-nanometer chip to the 5. It's so they can go ahead and get more units out. And what I thought was funny is that Ampere, go ahead and let's look at the prices here. Ampere, which is an independent group analysis, did an analysis and said that at first things first, they told you that Microsoft has sold 13 million consoles. And that goes against all these people saying they just sold 18 million. No, they have not, which everybody knew they had not. So, but let's look at the prices here. So the prices went up in Europe, UK, Japan, China, or as Trump would say, China, Australia, Mexico, and Canada. Now, Canada, it went up. I don't know what the original price was, but it is now $649 for the disc and $519 for the digital. So that for us would represent a $150 price increase, give or take. $120 price, but it's not us. In Mexico, it went up in Mexico. So it went up in Australia, $800 and $649. So China, it went up again. Japan, at least Japan, they get a skid, okay? They get a little runway there. Of course, they're going to get that. The Japanese company, so they're not raising theirs for almost a month. So in the UK, it went up a little bit there, not too bad in the UK, and this isn't too bad overall in Europe. So its main two markets here, it didn't raise in the United States. It didn't raise, and it raised it what, $50 here, give or take. So I don't know what it is in sterling. That is sterling. So, but so again, and it literally says this price increase is necessary given the current global economic environment and its impact on SIE's businesses. Our top priority continues to be improving the PS5 supply situation so that as many players as possible can experience everything that PS5 offers and what's still to come. Thank you for your continued support. So I like this. I mean, this was effective immediately. They walked in, these people walked into these stores and literally had an alert email saying prices have gone up. They had to go out there and start changing prices, change it into their registers. And it is crazy. And this right here, there will be no price increase in the United States. That's because we're the number one consumer on planet Earth and we're their biggest market. So they're not going to upset their most, the country with the most consumers in it. So it is, it is. So High on Life is that Rick and Morty shooter. Okay, that's fine. I think that's perfectly fine. But I don't have an issue with this because, I mean, for one, things are a lot worse than what you guys think. And nobody, now I can get into what I want to really get into, which is the absolute disgusting entitlement that these people have. I saw it online when I came home. And the PS-5 in this case is a peripheral device that hooks to your TV, whatever TV you got. It's not necessary. It's not a necessity. It's not something that you need so that you can live and breathe. It's not something that is going to, it's not life changing. It's just something that you want. It's not a need. And because there's all this fear of missing out and I have the right and I deserve to do this, and that you don't deserve nothing. I don't know who taught you that. You don't deserve anything. I mean, you deserve a good kick in the face. That's about it. But for, I am to the point now where I don't like entitlement anyway. I don't. And to constantly see it, and it's generational. I don't see a lot of Gen X people complaining about the entitlement. If you can, I mean, again, that would be like saying Microsoft is a $1 trillion company and therefore their Xbox should be free because, and if not, that's anti-consumer. Why is this rich company doing this? Well, how did they become the rich company? Okay, they charged you for their services. Okay, the movie theater change. I deserve to watch that movie in IMAX. Well, that means you have to wait on an IMAX ticket to come available. And these people are on this what they deserve. And yeah, you deserve an ass kicking. You deserve a good old fashioned country ass kicking. So, and it is what it is. You don't deserve anything. And I mean, we could go more into the economic side, but I'm not an economist, so I can simply tell you that there's too much money out. That's why interest rates go up. And interest rates, one of the things interest rates will do is it will slow down the money. Well, if this causes people not to buy a PlayStation, because you don't have to buy one. I've been saying this for months. You don't like something, you don't buy it. It's that simple. Something that's too expensive, or you don't feel like it's worth it. Everybody has their own value system. I've had the PS5 for 2 years. I can officially say I would pay about $600 for one. That's what I would pay for. Now that I've had it, I see what it can do. It does exactly what they said it was going to do. It plays Blu-rays, it streams if I wanted to stream something, and it plays games. I have all the next gen trappings of 1080p, 120 FPS, 4K, dynamic. I have all that. So okay, it's doing exactly what it wants, what they told me it was going to do. Oh, but it doesn't support this at launch. Yeah, okay, that's fine. It did not support VRR. You can argue it should have. You can argue it should have had 2.1 capabilities, but they didn't even have that on their television set. So why in the world would I go ahead and release something and then not support it through my own means? I mean, that the people got to remember, Sony makes a PlayStation, they make TVs, they make headsets. I think their headsets went up as well. I think their cameras went up as well. So it's a lot of their stuff went up. I bought a loaf of bread last year for 98 cents. Now that same loaf of bread is a buck 50. And, everything has gone up. Well, everything's going up and it's not fair. Okay, well, guess what? Life's not fair. And whoever told you that should be smacked in their effing mouth. I heard our good buddy over there talking about there's no extra value. There's no extra value. And again, does nobody has the right to determine what you believe value is. I think people that went out and bought the C1 at $1,800, I thought they were crazy, but they have a different value system than I do, and that's fine. I think that's crazy to spend that much on a TV, and I'm not going to do that. I will spend $999.99. So I'll spend about $1,000, but I am not going to go too much past that. And it has to have everything that I want. So, but I was really surprised at the entitlement. I mean, I'm glad that Sony exposed it. They exposed it first with the $70 games. Now $70 is becoming the standard. Every game this fall that I've seen, maybe besides maybe 2 or 3 indie games, are $70. Callisto Protocol, $70. I'm talking about big AAA games. They're $70. Madden was $70. NBA 2K, $70. The Last of Us remake, $70. So, Jeff B. Gaming, $1 is worth the most it's ever been. Yeah, I know the United States, we're the biggest consumers in the world, but we're also the richest country per capita in the world. So that's kind of the give and take. We have the most assets, so we're going to spend the most. That's what's happening when you get a group of people saying, well, because everything else went up, Sony shouldn't do this. I call bullshit on those people. Arkham Knights, you said it's 70. Are Arkham Knights and Hogwarts, are they $70? So again, I'm just asking. I know Hogwarts got pushed. Forspoken next year, $70. All right. So again, that's the reality that you're dealing with now. So these clowns going to sue the entire game industry over $70 game. Well, they can try to sue anything. Right now, you can sue a hamster for not eating cheese at this point. And but you can see what's happening. There are people, and I agree 100% with Enrique, with Brap. There's a group of people who are afraid of being, priced out of the market, and that does happen. And these people are on this. He says Skull and Bones for $70. Best can do 25. Oh, okay, well again, that's fine. Don't buy it. But but if all these AAA games, the new price is $70, and if they think that you can get quality I have PC Game Pass, and the only thing that gets the way they add value is they're adding a bunch of old games. They were like, well, we could play Assassin's Creed Origins on here. Well, we played Assassin's Creed last generation. Ain't nothing new about Assassin's Creed Origins. There's nothing new about it. Nothing. So it's just like, well, it's 4K. Oh, wow. Big, this game's 4K 60. Well, okay. So what? Dead Island is $70. Wow. Didn't know that. All right. So all these AAA games coming out are $70. So that's the new thing. And that's the way it's going to be. So if that means you go in and you get a gift card and get a $10 gift card, then you pay the same amount. Why are you upset? Why are you upset? Callisto Protocol comes out in December. Go get a $10 gift card and go to GameStop, wherever you're going to go, Walmart, Best Buy, say, yes, can I buy a $10 gift card? And then when the game comes out, you go in there and you say, okay, how much is the game? They're going to be like $72. For me, it's going to be like it'll be like $72.38. And I'm just going to slide my gift card at GameStop, and I'm going to say, how much is it now? They're going to say $62 and some change. Well, that's the same I would have paid anyway. So it's not that difficult. Get consoles in stores, and I will be happy you're not paying scalper. Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. If you're overseas and this slows down people buying the console, then that creates a surplus, and that's what you want to create. You want to create a surplus, not this. I mean, this is going on 2 damn years, and Sony, you can't walk. I can't. I haven't been able to walk into a store and buy a PlayStation unless it's a bundle. And that's what you're getting right now is all these, well, you can get the Horizon bundle and so you can get this, the Legacy of Thieves bundle or whatever it's called. And I don't understand that. Like, I'm just kind of the mindset of, well, you know what? Yeah, I don't want to have to, right now I can walk in and get an Xbox off the counter anywhere. Target, Best Buy, Walmart. I just walk in and I can walk out with it. So, I mean, like I said, well, yeah, he just texted me here. Hold on. Hey, bro, I got the 34-inch widescreen Samsung at Best Buy, and I also got an Xbox One S. Okay, so I spent the grand total of $528.18. All right, there you go. So he's set. He's fine. He's fine. So, yeah, Hogwarts, $70. Arkham Knight, $70. Hogwarts is going to be the first type of game like that that I buy. So, you know. Let's see. Why did the price of the PlayStation go up? Here's your answer. Basic law of economics. Supply and demand. When supply is low and demand is high, the price of goods goes up. Right now, there aren't nearly enough PS-5s to go around. This means the prices of available units are going to be much higher than it normally would be. That's just the reality, people. And I get it. People are, I mean, if you're upset about it and you're in these other countries, I'm sorry, but you should have saw this coming. But this means you're not going to be, quote unquote, I can't go buy one now. Well, you're just going to have to wait. So I'm sorry, you're just going to have to wait. Microsoft's games shouldn't be $70. Okay. Yeah, Oculus went up $100. There was pushback against that, I remember, but this is already over with now. There's nobody talking about it anymore. At least not in my Twitter timeline. So now I'm not, but that's it. I kind of clean my timeline up. So let's see here. And Foxy just put something out. It says analysts and economic experts shut down PS5. Increased criticism suggesting Sony were justified given the volatile temperamental market conditions. Foxy's going to do a video on this. If you're not subbed to Foxy Games, you should be. So I'm trying to find what Ampere said about the price increase here. The PS5 price. I'm just gonna put that. Okay. We're just gonna go to VGC. We're gonna go to Ampere analysis. Now you all can. These are the guys who told you that PlayStation was going to outsell the Xbox 2-1, and that's what it's tracking right now. Let's see here. We're gonna go ahead and that's what cracks me up, man. That's why you always gotta wait for more information. Now, Ampere Analysis believes Sony won't revise its sales forecast because of pent-up demand. That's the problem, is that the demand is extremely high for the PlayStation 5. It is, and I'm old enough. I just had my birthday. I'm older than most of you here. And some of you may remember this, the Cabbage Patch doll. When I was a kid, there were people physically fighting in stores for the Cabbage Patch doll. Like, they were fighting each other. I don't mean arguing. I mean, they were getting on the ground fighting, you know, for this damn thing. But it says here, the newly announced PlayStation 5 increase in price likely to have a minimum impact on sales, data and analytical firm Ampere Analysis has predicted. Now, this is the same group of people that said it was going to outsell the Xbox 2-1, which it's on track to do right now. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. See, you all missed that. Look at that. PlayStation VR 2 will be playable for the first time at TGS. So again, all you people out here saying Sony don't talk to us, Sony's not giving us no information, people are just making stuff up. Again, you guys have got to start telling them to shut up. In those chats, say, man, look, I'm here to listen to you. I'm a sub. But Sony has been communicating the whole year. You're just not listening, my guy. So they're going to have a playable version of Resident Evil Village through PSVR. So this confirms that PSVR is compatible with that. This is confirmation. I love it. And this is yesterday. But see, you guys are so upset over the price hike. Oh, Microsoft isn't doing this. Oh, no. Here's your news. Did anybody talk to you about this yesterday? No, they didn't. Because they're too busy trying to push their bullshit agenda. All right? So PlayStation VR 2 hardware will be playable for the first time at Tokyo Gaming Show. That is huge. So now this is starting to look like, beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Actually, it's starting to look like the leak of what several devs had put out about the PSVR coming out early next year. It's starting to look like it's true. Okay? A tweet from the official Japanese Resident Evil Biohazard account stated, EGS, better known by its gangster name, Tokyo Gaming Show, Capcom booth exhibition information, the PlayStation VR 2 version of Resident Evil Village will be on display. Experience the ultimate immersion by playing a part of, I can't pronounce that castle. So, okay. Why didn't these people yesterday that were podcasting tell you about this? Okay. That's huge news. I just, Sony has shipped 2.4. I mean, we don't have to get into this. Let's see here. Made a difficult decision, responding. All right, Piers Harden Rolls and Piers Research Director for Games predicted that pent-up demand for PlayStation for Sony consoles meant the company was unlikely to alter its PS5 sales forecast, which that could be altered. Let me make this clear. That could be revised down. That could be revised down. So we're still waiting on that because we don't have enough information. But generally, Ampere is pretty spot on. But if you want to say, look, I'm going to wait for some more information on this, I think that's fair as well. So let's see here. And then this is a quote. While we believe there will be disappointment for some consumers that have been trying to buy a PS5 without success, or that we're saving to buy the console just in time for the price to increase. Yeah. The high pent-up demand for Sony's device means that this price increase of around 10% across most markets will have minimum impact on sales of the console. So will the demand come down? Therefore, if the demand comes down, that will create a surplus. If you create a surplus, you'll be able to walk into the store and buy one, albeit you're going to be paying a little bit more. Now, let me say this. I will hope at some point, I hope, maybe Sony says, because we're raising the price, we're going to give you, 3 months of essential, PlayStation Plus essential. We're going to give that to you for free. Put this code in, you get 90 days. So you get to save $30 on your purchase. So just, maybe they can do something like that to help offset, and maybe they will. That's why we're waiting for more information, right? So, this talks about, remember I keep talking about how they're supposed to sell 18 million for the next fiscal year, putting them at about 37 million, give or take. So, but they can't meet consumer demand due to parts and component shortages, as well as supply chain issues, both which he expected to improve throughout the year. So basically, the 18 million means they have procured and paid for enough parts for 18 million PlayStations to be produced. And they think they're going to sell all 18 million. Now, if they go up in price, they may sell 16.8 million, but have a $1.2 million surplus. So that may be what's happening. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. This is economist stuff that is way beyond me. And yeah, now this, you all said it, claimed the proposal deal will be announced today. We know this isn't true. So, but for some reason they got 12:16 p.m. on today. So again, we know this isn't true, right? Everybody has said this isn't true, but I'm just putting this up there because it's still being reported. It's the #1 story on VGC, and they haven't pulled it down yet. So, and here we go. Shout out to Foxy Games. He called this the other day. Saudi Arabia is the first regulatory authority to approve Microsoft's Activision Blizzard deal. So, declared Sunday that it had no objection. So again, it is what it is. And now that we know that they have told regulatory agencies in legal papers their games are going to stay multi-plat, we know that now. Can we just move on? You know, can we go suck another woman's boob now? I mean, it's old news, guys. It's old hat. Let me see what you all are saying over here before I take on the Dallas Cowboys. So, hold on, let me go back to the other screen. Shout out to the 30 people that are here early on a Friday morning. See here. Yeah, Tickle Me Elmo, that was huge. So, what up, Alabama Jones? The Terrace is great. Says he's betting the PSVR will cost between $300 to $400. I don't disagree. I think $399, but you know, that's how much I would budget for it. If it's more than that, I'm gonna be mad. But how hard is that going to be to get? I mean, that may be it may be so hard to get. I mean, it's like So yeah, we've had Cabbage Patch, we've had Tickle Me Elmo, now we got the PS-5. So let's see here. Nelson Gaming, Biden's advisor said printing and pumping more money in was going to make things better. I don't know if they said that or not. That's why they raised the interest rate. It was to get money out. It's to get money out, not for you to pump more in. So, I mean, it's like that $1,200 that Trump gave us. I mean, most of us put that into saving. At least I did, and I think I spent maybe 200 of it. So, but this, guys, I mean, you know, I think PSVR being playable, and they're gonna have they're gonna be playing Resident Evil Village at Tokyo Gaming Show, according to the reports. So I got me a little chub here. There we go. Somebody saying we don't accept broke boys into the PlayStation community. Gaming is a privilege. Yeah, that's ultimately what I needs to be said here. Gaming is a privilege, and it's not something that you just get to have. And you know, if you feel like you're being priced out of the market, you need to get your money up. And so because it is what it is. It's a hobby, and it's just becoming a more and more and more expensive hobby. So you can either, you know, make more money or you can get out. I don't know what else to say. So I'm just looking for any more questions, and you know, Looking for any more questions in case you got them. And if you don't, we're going to get on up out of here. So go ahead and lay down, watch She-Hulk. I enjoyed the first episode of She-Hulk, so I'm going to see if how episode 2 of She-Hulk is. I've seen the first 4, so the first 3. So I've got access to the 4th one, but I'm just going back because I watched it weeks ago. So I'm just rewatching them. So yeah, I think the VR will be. Let's see. I didn't know Arkham Knights was going to be $70. Wow. Like you all are buying for Spoken, so yeah, I'm buying it myself. That's it. All right, well, man, looks like that's it then. All right, well, man, shout out to everybody who was here. J Dub making the appearance. Man, I gotta get in touch with you, J Dub. It's been a while. What's going on in these quote YouTube streets? Yeah, I'm not gonna get into Microsoft needs to provide more competition, and that's why Sony is doing this because they don't feel like Microsoft has provided them competition. I think that's a little bit arrogant. I just think the conditions around the world is that's what this is about. Around the world, that's what this is about. So, what's my plan for today? I was gonna go out and do some stuff, but I'm just gonna rest. I'm gonna rest. I walked a little bit earlier, and yeah, I'm gonna rest. I got myself a nice Cobb salad from Chick-fil-A. I'm gonna eat. That's my lunch and watch She-Hulk. And I'm gonna play Madden 23. I got to play the Dallas Cowboys today with the Bengals, and I know that's gonna be a hard ass game. So that's gonna be one of the hardest games I have to play. Tough matchup for me. Weekend, I am working tomorrow, and I'm off Sunday. So tomorrow's a new moon. So everybody go outside and check that out. That is my plan for the weekend. Oh, did Kana Bridge of Spirits get its update? It got its update, right? So, ooh, y'all know what y'all got to do with that right there. So, wow. Yeah, that's my plan for the weekend. Maybe I'll go to this adult dating site. It keeps on asking me what's up. So, but that is it for me, guys. It's 10. Yeah, it's almost 11. So we're gonna get on off here. Hopefully, you all are enjoying Gamescom. I thought Gamescom it's been fine. I didn't have huge expectations on it in the first place, but yeah, guys, that is it. I'm gonna bounce like a bad check. I am gonna walk down here to Speedway and get me a little something to drink. How the kids say a little something. So, but I will talk to you guys later, man. And you all have a good, safe weekend. And don't get caught up in all the BS online. You know, try not to. You know, and demand more of the people that you listen to. You know, if you're gonna take the time to listen to them, start calling them out in the chat. You know, call them out in the chat. You know, why? You know, gaming. Remember, gaming it's a hobby and it's also a privilege. And if you're, you got to get your money up to play. And if this means look, guys, it takes me longer to buy things because my value system is I'm only going to pay this much for this. Okay, so let me show you something on Amazon that I would love to buy. This is before we go. I'll show you something I would love to buy, but I ain't gonna do it because it costs too much. Because I'm only gonna pay $1.99 for it. So let's show it to you here. Here we go. Let's see. Let me put this up on the screen for you. Add the stores. There we go. That's a HOTUS. That's a hands-on throttle and stick. It's $220. Now you can, and it's in stock, right? I can order it today and it will be here tomorrow. But it's $220. I ain't paying it. You know, I will pay $199 for it. And this stick that you're looking at, that HOTUS that you see, go ahead and blow it up here for you. This is the top HOTUS in the world. Look at it. I mean, my God, look at that. That's just one part of it. Okay, that's the left side. That's the stick. That's your stick right there, throttle. Look at all my switches and buttons and everything. So, and then here's the here's the stick right there. Look at that. Look at that. The thing of beauty. That is the it's the X56 Advanced Control Flight System stick. So that's gonna be Daddy's Christmas gift. Okay. Daddy gonna get him that. So look at that, you gotta put it together. Look at that. So you put it together. Look, I got a spring on there. Got everything. Dig? But I am not gonna go past what I want to pay for it. And so that's my value system. Now somebody else could say, "Oh man, you're just being cheap. What are you doing?" Blah, 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 you know. So that ain't the way it works, though. That is not the way it works. So you know, do not get into this whole thing about value and stuff like that, and because that is complete trash. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna get on off here. I appreciate you. Demand more of the people that you're listening to, and stop getting caught up in letting people tell you what your value is and things like that. All right, take it easy, guys. Peace out. Peace.